You ever look at a wall of handguns and think, yep, we've officially reached peak 9mm. I mean, we've got striker fired, hammer fired, comped, ported, optics ready, aluminum frames, plastic frames, guns that cost less than a tank of gas, and others that cost more than your first car. The options are so endless it feels like the gun industry's running on caffeine and Red Bull, just pumping out pistols like they're TikTok trends. But here's the thing. Not all 9mm pistols are created equal. Some show up, do their job, and disappear faster than a politician's promise. Others, they hit harder, shoot flatter, and leave a permanent mark on your range bag and your wallet. Today, I'm laying down my list of the 5 best 9mm pistols of 2025. Not what some gun magazine told you. Not what your buddy's uncle's cousin swears by. Just the pistols that actually impressed me enough to make me stop mid-mag and go, damn. This one's different. So buckle up. Some are expensive. Some are shockingly affordable. One of them might even make your balls feel safer. I'm serious. Let's get into it. I'll be honest. Number 5 was a bit of a toss-up. I went back and forth on this one more than I care to admit. At one point, I was almost sure I'd throw the Shield X on here. It's a great gun, especially for what it offers. But the problem is, I've done so many videos on shields already that the excitement just wasn't there anymore. So, I started looking at what could edge it out. And then, the Glock COA showed up like an uninvited guest who ends up bringing the best beer to the party. Now, if I'm being fair, the Shield X probably beats the Glock as a pistol, on its own merits. But the Glock COA isn't about the gun. It's about what's bolted onto the top of it. The optic. And not just any optic. The best pistol optic that's been released in a long damn time. That's coming from someone who used to be an Aimpoint fanboy until the Acro showed up and ruined the party. I hated that thing. The COA, on the other hand, is like if someone took all the complaints we had about the Acro, listened for once, and actually fixed them. The optic is enclosed. It's damn near indestructible. Seriously. I ran the thing over with a truck, not a metaphor. I actually put rubber to optic, and it came out shining. The window is bigger than the Acro. The weight is down, and the clarity is off the charts. On top of that, they redesigned the mounting system. The COA isn't just slapped on. It's made for this Glock. There's a special cut that lets the optic sit lower and tighter, reducing reciprocating mass and improving reliability. Glock might have just accidentally built the best red dot setup on a factory gun. The catch. You can't get the COA optic by itself. It only comes with this specific Glock setup. Which means if you want this optic, you're buying the whole package. I got mine for around $750, but good luck finding one now. Last I heard, they were back-ordered thanks to some juicy government contracts, ICE or something like that. Not the new military pistol, but close enough. Bottom line, the gun itself is solid, nothing groundbreaking. But the optic system, game changer. It's the first time in a long time I've seen an enclosed red dot that's this clear, this durable, and this well mounted, right out of the box. Honestly, Glock didn't reinvent the wheel here. They just finally made it round. This one blew my damn mind. I didn't even know the company existed until this gun showed up. Darkforge. Sounds like something you'd find in a fantasy novel, not a gun safe. But once I got my hands on the Reaper, I immediately knew this wasn't some gimmick trying to ride the 2011 hype wave. This was a real deal, handcrafted monster that practically begs to be fired fast and hard. The Reaper is a 5-inch, double-stack 1911 chambered in 9mm with a steel slide, steel frame, and an aluminum grip module that feels like it was designed by someone who actually shoots. No gimmicks, no wild logos, just cold efficiency and that brutal, all-black aesthetic. Up front, there's a massive single-port comp that looks like it was ripped off a race gun and dropped onto a battlefield. And you know what? It works. It shoots flat. Ridiculously flat. The trigger is a feather-light 2 pounds. It resets with a whisper. It's so light and crisp it almost feels like the gun is reading your mind. I ran about 700 rounds through this thing without a single hiccup. It chewed through everything I fed it, fast or slow. In terms of pure speed and shootability, it's easily in the top 3 fastest pistols I've ever fired. And that includes some very high-end builds. The grip texture is aggressive without tearing your hands up. The serrations on the slide are actually useful, not just pretty. Every cut, every bevel feels intentional. It's one of those guns that blurs the line between art and function. And honestly, it's probably the coolest looking pistol on this entire list. It gives off serious Atlas or Terran tactical vibes, but with a personality of its own. So why isn't it higher on the list? Simple $7 to $500. That's not a typo. That's not MSRP with a coupon. That's just the cost of entry. This thing costs more than most people's entire collection. It's completely unobtainable for the average shooter. And that's kind of the point. It exists in that elite realm of high-performance firearms that most folks will never actually own. Still, if we're talking about the best pistol of 2025 in terms of pure shooting experience, this would probably be it. The only reason it's not number one is because, well, most people aren't looking to remortgage their house for a handgun. It's the kind of gun that doesn't just shoot targets. It shoots expectations in the face, and then reloads before the casing hits the ground. Now here's one that honestly made me do a double take when I picked it up. I expected it to be decent, like most Canics are. Reliable, functional, nothing flashy. But the MC9 Prime. This thing slapped me across the face and said, guess again. It's not just good. It might be the best carry pistol Canik has ever put together. Actually, scratch that. It probably is. First off, this thing is compact but loaded. A gun that's smaller than a Glock 19, but somehow packs 17 plus 1 rounds, and is still thinner, lighter, and easier to carry. That's black magic. It runs a 3.6-inch barrel and still manages to squeeze in a triple port compensator at the muzzle. Yes, you read that right. 3 ports. Factory cut. It's not perfect, but for the price, it's insane. And speaking of price, we're talking $500, $600 depending on where you find it. For what this gun delivers, that's robbery in broad daylight, except legal. It's a polymer frame, striker-fired setup with one of the lightest pre-cocked triggers I've ever touched in a carry pistol. It's the same trigger they use in some of their competition guns. It breaks clean, resets instantly, and makes you feel like a better shooter than you actually are. It uses the Shield RMS optic footprint, so you get direct mount compatibility with a bunch of proven red dots. No plates, no shims, just mount and go. There's also a short rail underneath for a light or laser, which is more than most guns in this size class offer. And let's not ignore the ergonomics big trigger guard, grippy texture that bites without drawing blood, and a grip that actually fits adult hands despite the size. But the real surprise is how easy it is to shoot fast. It's so light that you'd expect it to buck hard. But that comp, and that amazing trigger, keep it in check. It stays flat, it comes back on target quick, and it lets you run drills like a pistol twice its size, if you're picky about carry triggers. Though, be warned, this one is light. Like, don't sneeze while drawing light. That said, it's still safe. Just something to keep in mind if you appendix carry with a round chambered. Bottom line, this is a compact carry gun that punches way above its weight class. It's the sleeper hit of the year. And if you're sleeping on it, you might want to wake the hell up. This one was basically unavoidable. I tried to leave it off the list just for the sake of variety. I really did. But every time I thought I found a reason to skip it, the damn thing reminded me why it keeps coming back. The CZ P10C Ported isn't just good for the money. It might be the best overall value of any 9mm pistol in 2025. It checks all the boxes without trying too hard. Striker fired. Yep. Lightweight. Absolutely. Optics ready. Out of the box. And now it comes from the factory, with a single port compensator cut into the slide, which takes an already well-balanced gun and makes it shoot even flatter. It's not flashy. It doesn't need to be. It just works. Let's talk numbers. Price hovers around $450, sometimes less. You're getting a pistol that accepts 15 to 17 round mags, comes with solid ergonomics, a clean, consistent trigger, and recoil control that genuinely surprised me. Even more so than the Canik Prime. That's saying something. Because the Prime is no joke when it comes to shootability. The ported slide manages recoil better than you'd expect for a factory option. While it's not quite competition level flat, it's damn close for what you're paying. The trigger isn't as crisp as the Canik's, but it's not far behind. In real-world drills, I actually found myself shooting better with the P10C Ported, just because of the way it settles after each shot. And here's the kicker. It's tough. This isn't some delicate, temperamental race gun. It's a workhorse. Thousands of rounds, no malfunctions. It's the kind of gun you can carry, compete with, or keep by the nightstand. And it excels in all three categories. There are holsters and mags everywhere for it, too. Support isn't an issue. The grip angle is just right. The controls are intuitive, and it fits in the hand like it was made for it. Nothing feels cheap. Nothing feels overlooked. It's what happens when a company doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. They just make a damn good one. Honestly, if I had to recommend a single pistol for someone who wanted to do everything, carry, train, defend, even shoot a local match, it might be this. All of that, for under $5. Some guns feel like they're trying too hard to impress you. The P10C Ported it just shrugs and shoots better than half the lineup at double the price. There was never really a doubt. This one's been sitting comfortably at the top since the summer, and nothing has knocked it off its throne. Some pistols are flashy, others are affordable, but the CZ Shadow 2. Carry, it's a damn masterpiece, built for shooters who actually know what they're doing. It starts with the foundation, a double single-action system with a decocker. That means you get that safe, heavy first pull followed by a crisp single-action trigger that feels like breaking a glass rod. There's something incredibly reassuring about that. It's the kind of gun that lets you carry confidently without compromising performance or your anatomy. That double action pull adds just enough resistance to make appendix carry a little less terrifying. Then there's the build aluminum frame, steel slide, optics ready, and aluminum grips that cling to your hands like they were custom fitted. The gun feels balanced, front to back, side to side. It points naturally, it draws smooth, and when you press the trigger in single action mode, it's like lightning. Performance-wise, this thing punches way above its size. It has a cold hammer-forged 4-inch barrel that delivers competition-grade accuracy in a carry-sized package. It shoots like a tuned 2011 in single action, but with the added confidence of a DA pull-up front. And it's reliable, brutally reliable. It doesn't care what ammo you feed it. It just runs. You can carry it daily, throw it in a competition, or train with it hard, and it won't blink. It's not some fragile boutique build. It's built to be used. And the best part, you don't have to change a thing out of the box. No trigger jobs, no grip swaps, no slide cuts. It's ready the moment it hits your hands. There's also just something satisfying about it. From the tactile decocker to the way the slide glides, to the feel of every single click, it's clear this gun was designed with intention. Not just to perform, but to impress. Quietly, confidently. Some folks will say it's overbuilt for concealed carry. Maybe, but for those who actually want to shoot their carry gun well, who value performance just as much as concealment, this is it. It's not the cheapest gun on the list, it's not the lightest, but it's the one that made me say, yeah, this is the one. If you know, you know. If not, shoot one, and you will. At the end of the day, not every pistol earns a spot on this list. Some shoot fine, some look cool, and some just exist to collect dust on a store shelf. But these 5. These are the ones that actually impressed me, either with performance, value, or just raw personality. Some are affordable. Some are absurd. But all 5 earned their place the hard way at the range. On the clock, round after round. Now it's your turn. What's your favorite 9mm of 2025 so far? What did I miss? What would you bump off this list? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. Even the ones that accuse me of being a paid shill for Czech steel. If you like this list, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and as always, please remember to recycle. I'll check you later. Stay safe, shoot straight, and stop pretending 40 is coming back.